you can join us. I thought we had like someone saying "Welcome to the show," but I guess not. That's probably the bumper.
Oh, you didn't put one
Welcome,
in.
welcome, welcome. Do I have to do that? I did it automatically.
You have to
All right.
schedule that.
Welcome, 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 everybody. We are the Jedi Archives. If you're new to the show, introductions are order. My name's John.
And I'm Mike. And today we're going to go over
Yeah,
The Edge of Balance.
this is long, long overdue. This came out 2-3 years ago,
Yay!
4 years ago.
The beginning, yes.
But
So
we've been mostly doing the comics, and I think there's only 1 or 2 comics left of High Republic. So this journey with comics, High Republic, is pretty much wrapped up. So we're going to start doing the mangas, and we're starting at the beginning. And this is the Edge of Balance, Volume 1. I think there's 5 or 6 altogether. I think there's like 3 or 4 main story and then 2 spinoffs.
correct.
And I'm going to get right into it. It was not as daunting as a read as I thought. When you pick it up, it feels like a book.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's a quick read. Yeah.
You could read it as fast as it takes 3 comics.
Yeah, it's in one sitting, easy. And so this is the High Republic, The Edge of Balance, Volume 1. And so it is the era of the High Republic, and the expansion across the stars is at its height. As trusted guardians of the peace, the renowned Jedi protect the Republic and shine their light on those exploring the darkest reaches of the galaxy. In the aftermath of the hyperspace disaster, so we're going way back to the very beginning of Phase 1, young Jedi Knight Lily Toraasi is assigned to help displaced civilians relocate to Banki, a newly inhabited planet in the Inug system, far in the outer rim. Banki is the site of a new Jedi temple led by Master Arkov, Lily's Wookiee mentor, who imagines the temple as a place of peace for new inhabitants and for those who are traveling beyond. While balancing the arrival of incoming settlers with the strange mysteries of this remote outpost, Lily wonders if she's doing enough to bring peace to the galaxy. But when hidden dangers begin to emerge, the young Jedi will face her greatest challenge yet.
Yeah, so right off the back, it starts off. Oh, we want to go the covers first?
Well, there's only one cover, but that's Lily,
Yeah,
and she's not she's a master. She's already a Jedi master. She has her own Padawan, but she is with her former master, which is Arkov.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. The 2 things that caught right off the back I noticed was it starts off with the Great Disaster, which is such a throwback to the very first chapter, the very first book of all this.
Right.
It was really cool to get that throwback. It wasn't there very long. You don't even see any of our main heroes in that. You just see Stellan.
Right.
So it's very interesting. It shows up and it bounces right into it. What I thought was a little interesting is you see Lily and Arkov, the Wookiee, on the ship together, and she's talking almost like she's a Padawan. He's her master. Mm-hmm. But I was in the middle of the end of the conversation. She said, "I will do the same for my Padawans." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Correct. So yes.
So
yeah, it's interesting because she still has a very close relationship with her master, even though she's a master herself.
Well, she's still a knight. She's not a master.
Well, she's a knight, yeah, but she still defers to him.
Yeah.
A lot. She still depends on him a lot for her.
It reminds me a lot of Ernestra, the young Jedi Knight, one of the youngest, but I'm assuming a little older because she's not the youngest, but she has her own Padawan already.
Mm-hmm.
She's very young and very unsure about herself. I mean, the whole issue is her inner monologue, kind of doubting well, where's Arkov? We can't do it ourselves. And kind of what he's telling her in the beginning is you need to change your perception because she thinks that she's, I don't want to say worthless, but without him there by her side, that she
doubts herself a lot. Yeah. She has a lot of self-doubt.
That's essentially what this issue is. The arc of this issue is she has to believe she can do without Arkov, and she realizes she does, and that she's not alone. Even though she thinks she's alone without him, she's not. She has her Padawan, and then there's some other Jedi at the temple, so she's not alone. So
plus the other thing is she has to realize that she can't, even if she were alone, she has to be able to depend on herself.
You have as a Jedi Knight, you have to be able to
Right.
read.
She has to.
You know what? You also have the Force, and if you want the
That's
Force, you're
right.
not alone.
That's
So
right. And so the characters in this episode are Lily Torasi, DD1A, a droid, Kieran Fion, which is her Padawan. We have Nima Alitz and Vivnia Viv, which these are two little younglings. They're
they're
force sensitive,
almost ready to be Padawans, though. They're almost at
almost
the
ready.
age where they can be selected, pretty much.
Right.
Kind of
And
thing.
then we have Zaret, which is one of the villagers who's being relocated to Banki because of the great disaster. We have Arkov, who is at the new temple on Banki, and we have Kuba, another one of the villagers who is being relocated to Banki. All right. And here's the cover. There's only one cover for this
Yeah.
issue. There
If
aren't
you don't know
any
about
alternate covers,
mangas,
but it's a really nice cover.
yeah, and I don't know if everyone who's watching knows everything about mangas, but they're Japanese comics essentially, but they're different. They're always black and white, and you read them back to
Always black
front.
and white.
Yeah, so it's kind of different. So reading the book is a little jarring. If you read it digitally, they lay it out as Westerners
Yes,
would read.
front to, I mean, left to right,
Yeah,
which was confusing because I'm used to reading mangas back to front. So I started reading this one from right to left, and I'm like, this makes no sense. And I didn't realize until later that they had laid this one up like left to right. I'm like, why did they do that?
oh, the
So yes,
digital way I read it is like slides going down, so there was no left to right, front to back. It was just the next slide, the next slide. So for me, it
yeah.
wasn't hard
See,
at all.
on mine you click left and right
uh,
on my Comixology. So I have other mangas on my Comixology, and I click them. I click the left button to keep going to the left.
yeah.
And so this one, like, wait a minute, this is not making any sense. But I realized that this one, because it was an introduction, they assumed it was an introduction for most American readers. They made it so that you read the digital one from left to right,
You know what's
which is
it's what also I've just realized is kind of interesting about this is that yeah, Disney did some of Visions, which has a little bit of anime in it, but this was kind of like the first forte into manga, at least modern. And so, but we didn't realize that 2021 what was going to happen as it ramped up to the end of it. Pretty much, the last phase three we also had Star Celebration Japan, so a lot of it was focused on the manga and the anime. So kind of crescendoed almost perfectly in with a lot of that stuff. So when we were over there, we saw a lot of the stuff, which is really cool.
yeah,
I don't know if it was planned. Did plan to have Japan at the end of Project Luminous, but it worked out pretty well.
it sure did. It sure did.
Because I mean, they had panels that uh, they did solely, not mainly in Japanese, and they talked about a lot of the Japanese stuff does come out. There's some Japanese, I think there's a Japanese show limited series or something coming out. It's going to be just focusing on one of the shows from Vision, so it's kind of cool. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is cool. I like the cover. I like the color here because then it gives you something to think about when you're reading the black and whites. So her
Yeah.
blades are green, for example, which you wouldn't know otherwise. I like her two sabers. She's kind of like she has green eyes to match her green sabers. And one thing I read about in manga in Japanese is that they're not humans; they're cats.
Yeah.
Which is why
Because
they're not.
I remember
So
reading that too. I wasn't sure if we are going to bring that up
yeah,
because I remember someone said that people will whitewash a lot of Japanese. They said, no, they don't. It's really they're turning them into
they're
cats.
cats. Yeah, they're turning them into cats because
So
if you look at
whenever
their
they
profiles, it's not a
yeah,
human profile; it's
put
a
their
cat.
face. I mean, it looks like a cat. Put ears on her. She's got that pointy chin, the big eyes.
Yeah, and then the nose sticks out like a cat. It's a
Yeah,
because they're really cats are cute. I mean, you just
yeah.
can't. They are cats are cute. So.
They're just they're not as cool as doggies.
And thinking of that, keeping that in mind, when you look at her face, she looks like a feline. If
I
you
know. I
think
see
about
you
it,
put
right?
ears on her, and she's a cat.
Because you don't see her ears, but yeah, it's a cat.
Yeah.
Funny.
Very, very funny. I wasn't sure I was going to bring him. Oh, you brought up. Okay, I'm going to talk about it too.
So let's look at the intro. Here's the end. I'm going to read the crawl. So the
Okay.
galaxy celebrates with dark days of the hyperspace disaster behind them. Chancellor Lena So pushes ahead with the latest of her great works. The Republic Fair will be her finest hour, a celebration of peace, unity, and hope on the frontier world of Valo. We know what happened on Valo. But
Yeah.
an insatiable horror appears on the horizon. One by one, planets fall as a carnivorous Drengir consume all life in their path. As Jedi Master Avar Kriss leads the battle against this terror, Nihil forces gather in secret for the next stage of Markion Ro's diabolical plan. Only the noble Jedi Knights stand in Ro's way, but even the protectors of light and life are not prepared for the terrible darkness that lies ahead.
So if you read phase one, this happens essentially the same time as the
Great
Valor Fair.
disaster.
No. The second book, the Valor Fair, or what was it called?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because in the beginning of it, they talk about, oh, they're going to have a celebration. And then at the end, they talk about the bad things that happened at the fair. And that's also when the Nihil started weaponizing the Drengir. And so that's kind of what we see. We assume we're seeing here.
Yeah, because it started seeding all the planets with the Drengir.
First had the Drengir, which was like this second young adult book or something like that. The first young adult book right after the first big book. That's when they introduced the Drengir, but the Nihil have nothing to do with that yet. So this is about the time the Nihil is like, oh yeah, we can weaponize them, and it's not confirmed in this first book. Maybe when you read the rest, it is. But I'm assuming that's what's happening here. They're weaponizing them again.
Yeah. So here we are in Takla, and we're seeing. I think this is a flashback to the Great Disaster, right?
Yeah,
Because there's a rumbling, and we're seeing this is where they're from originally. So we see all the parts of the ships that are being destroyed in the hyperspace lanes, and it's crashing on the planet. And there's Stellan Geos, to the rescue, right? And he's saving everybody, getting them on the ships. And here's Arkoff with Lily Toraasi.
So was she young, remembering that a few years old, a year ago or so? Is that what that was, or is that just? That's why I didn't quite get why they showed those scenes. Is that, or she's just remembering it? That's what I never really quite understand why we're seeing that.
This is when they were taking everybody to Banki. Remember too?
Yeah. Well, this is the scene we were talking about too. She's acting like her Padawan, but really he's her mentor, and pretty much, essentially, he's telling you don't see whenever they do Wookiee in comics,
Shriwook.
just
Yeah.
see ours, and then they always reiterate, "Oh, so you mean this?" They always do that. So that's kind of what happened. But essentially, that's what he's telling. She needs to change her perspective because she feels like without him, she's kind of useless. Not useless, but a lot weaker, and so she needs him. And so he's telling her, change your perspective because hey, you still have help. You're not alone. You don't have to have me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she's remembering, Stellan Geo's words, and she's calling him master because he was her master, but she's also a knight already. She's not a Padawan anymore. You can tell she has no braid. And then we find out over here. Here we see some of the.
This is all right. So what's funny is when I read this right here, and maybe the next panel or something, where you see the one guy holding the pot, and
the bag, the satchel.
Seeds for a plant. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. The main reason that we have customs is so you don't bring foreign biological things to other countries. He's doing it to this world. And it's funny that I thought that. Literally, I thought that as I was reading this. And we find out later on something has to do with that.
Right, but remember, they're being transplanted from their own home planet to a new home planet.
I know, but if you think about it, if I'm being a refugee for the United States and I go to, let's just say Mexico, I can't bring fruits and vegetables across the border. I can't bring animals because you don't know how it's going to interact with the ecosystem.
Right. But think about the pilgrims who came to America. They had to bring stuff that they could plant here for their harvest.
Yeah.
So
some of that was bad. And that's why we have customs, essentially, so you don't affect the ecosystems of other places.
Right. But it's different when you're coming into a country that's already established than when you're going to start a new country. Like they're going to basically start a new life on a new planet. So
I still but the planet has its own ecosystem. So that's what
that's true. That's true.
I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know. I'm bringing maybe real world stuff into it, but immediately when he said I'm bringing seeds, I was like, what are you doing? You can't bring live plants to another planet like that.
I know.
And we find out more about that.
Right.
They would have customs. We couldn't avoid this whole episode.
See, and then he's got this is he's he's holding on tightly to those, and this is Cuba, and she's like, "Wow, that must be really important to you." And he's like, "Oh, a friend on Hontalos gave these to me." So somebody handed them to him. So that's another thing too. When you're at the airport and someone says, "Can you take this for me?" He's like, "Don't take something from somebody else," right? Warning, that red flag number one. But yeah, he's like, a friend gave these to me to harvest to get started. You
So
know,
on that ship right now is him, the droid, and then the other guy we see in the last panel, right?
and some other
The-
people too, because they had the one with the baby. There's some other refugees. See, the woman with the child,
oh,
and
I see now.
yeah, there's other refugees on the ship.
Yeah, and the other guy
The
with
other
the
guy
last.
is Zaret. So the blonde guy is Zaret. The brunette guy is Kuba, and then they're the only two that really have names.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
know if
some
you
other
know.
refugees. The other ones we don't know who they are, but those are the only two that have recurring roles. They'll come up later. So we have Zaret and Kuba. So Zaret's the blonde guy, and Kuba is the one holding the seeds.
Yeah, looks a little wooden to me. He's not moving his face or nothing. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So then here we are on Banki, and there's a Jedi temple, which is, I liked it a lot. It's really cool. It's kind of like built into the tree. It's nice.
Oh yeah, I did notice that. It's very yeah, I was just looking at it right now. It took me a minute to realize.
Very
Very
frank,
cool how
very
it's
Frank
like,
Frank Lloyd Wright. Building as part of the nature. I like
yeah,
it.
I mean it's yeah, I mean you think of tons of like elves would do that and like Lord of the Rings and build it in out of the trees and stuff. So it's very, very cool. And I thought
It
that was cool. I saw it.
it reminded me of Tanu from Young Jedi Adventures because their temple was built into the nature too. So it's
Mm.
pretty cool.
I don't know what that show is. I
Shut up. You know what it is.
don't know what that show.
So then they're there, and then anyway, it goes through, and we find out we meet some of the other Jedi that are on this planet. It's sparsely populated because they're gonna build a new civilization there with the
Essentially,
villagers.
yeah, I think what happens next is like Lily, her Padawan, she takes the two kids, and they kind of go like on a patrol or something, right? They're just kind of
Right.
wandering around, and that's I think Arcot tells them to take him, and she's like, "What? I gotta take
Yeah.
him." But this is what he's trying to teach her: is that you have people with you. I mean, they're young, but you can teach them. You can help grow them. You're not alone.
You're not gonna be alone, right?
Yeah.
You have all these people.
So
The
they
force
essentially
is with you.
they go out on their little patrol. I don't know if that's happening right now, but I think that's pretty much the next main thing that happens. Oh, they visit the doctor. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, and the doctor's the only one. She's there by herself too. And Lily talks to her and says, "How does it feel to be all alone? You know, be the only doctor on this planet?" And she's like, "Well, you know what? It's a challenge, but I like being able to help here." And she goes, "You must feel the same, being the only Jedi here." She's like, "You know what? It's true. It's we're glad to have you here, and it's my job to be here too as a Jedi."
Yeah.
So there's some parallels there. So I think Lily learns from her too that she sees her resolve,
Yeah.
and so she's learning from others. And then they hear something, right, middle of the night. Some noise, like, what the fuck
Is
is that?
that what sent them on the patrol? I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, there's like a noise, like a creak. I'm like, what was
Something.
that? You hear a creak here, and then Arkoff is like, what was that? And he goes to check, and something has fallen over and broken
Messed up his bushes.
his plant.
Some
Yes.
kid ding dong DoorDash knocked over his plants and left. That's what I thought. I was like, what are we looking at here? He's got like a pot knocked over.
At first, I thought maybe it was a Drangier.
That's what I
That
thought.
it,
I don't quite understand what's going on here. I'm like, what's happening here?
I wasn't sure either, but I thought it
I,
was a Drangier was
I
planted in
wonder
one of the little
if
pots,
that's right. I'm just thinking that right now. Maybe that's what happened. The guy planted some of those seeds, and
and a little Drangier popped out and escaped.
yeah, I mean
That's what
that's
I thought too.
yeah. So
And then there's Lily and her Padawan meditating, which is what Jedi and their Padawans do. And then she hears something. She has like a force vision, right? And we see that there's danger. She sees it. So Lily's pretty powerful because she's having these visions. And then she hears, "Help me, Lily." And then he senses something. He's like, "Is there a problem?" And she's like, "No, nothing." And then she hears it again because it's a strong call, "Help me." And then she catches the lightsaber. It just like fell, and she caught it in the air.
I think that's how she gets it ready. Yeah.
No. It was the kids were playing, and they tossed it, and she caught it. See, because it was tossed,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah,
just
that's what
caught
I
it.
said. Yeah, it's kind of a weird panel. I don't quite understand what was why are the kids playing
And
the
then
lights.
Viv is like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was Viv. Vivnia is like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She goes, "You better hold on to it, because you know your lightsaber is your life." And the little younglings were training with Arkov. And then she suggested they do a demonstration, right? That Arkov wants them to do a demonstration. Lily with her Padawan.
Oh, this is where they have the conversation of why do we use such deadly weapons. And pretty much this is where the edge of balance, I guess, comes in. It says, well, we use the weapons to defend life, not to take life.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they're talking about right there. You got to have a balance.
So then, as they're having a demonstration, Arkov is asking the younglings, what do you see? Tell me what you observe. And they're talking, and it's talking about the edge of balance. Okay. So it's a teachable moment. It's a weapon. It's powerful. Protect life, right? All that. And then he asks Lily what she thinks, and she's like caught off guard.
It's funny because the doctor asks her what she thinks too. And that whenever you like ask her a question, she gets like caught off guard.
I know.
You want my opinion? Huh?
She feels like so little, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So small.
It's so doubting herself, like
Mm-hmm. Even though she's a knight.
Jedi Knight, yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she feels like because Archon is so wise and I mean obviously powerful that maybe he's shielding her, protecting her, or
You know what I noticed too? Making a connection from this one to the book, because I read the book with Carrie Ann Moss's character from The Acolyte.
Indira.
She's in that. Yeah, Indira. I read the book where she's in it, The Wayfarer, and in The Wayfarer, in that novel, she's also a knight. And this is about maybe like I think it's like 3 years or 5 years before The Acolyte, and she's also a knight, but she's very much like Lily. She's already a knight, but she's insecure of herself, so she won't leave the Jedi Temple because she doesn't feel secure or sure of herself. So she's very much like Lily's character here. She doubts herself, and so the I think Master Yoda sends her out to go find Vernestra Rowe and bring her back, because Vernestra Rowe has been a way seeker.
She's lost her mind.
I'm not a way seeker. What is it called?
Wayfinder.
A wayfinder. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but she hasn't been coming back. So they tell her, you need to go. Yaddle sends her. You need to go bring her back. And so she's like, me? She's like, yes, you. So she sends what's her name?
Indira.
Indira. And she goes and she brings Vernestra Rowe back. So then they do the demonstrations. And as soon as they're going through this, they're finding out that and here's that rock Jedi.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. This is one of the reasons why I didn't like the black and white. I know it's very traditional, but it might be sacrilege to say I don't like the black and white. But yeah, I was like, I can't really, it's really hard to get a beat on that character because it's just kind of flat features with some solid lines. It's like, is it rock? Is it like thick skin? So
I think she looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four.
yeah,
It's
it could
clobbering
be
time.
anything. That's what I'm saying.
It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time. So then they're back in the village and they're like, hey, we need some help. And we see here our friend Zaret. It's like, hey, excuse me, Mr. Zaret. Yeah, we have a problem. It's Mr. Kuba. And they're like, can we come in? Mr. Kuba, what's wrong? And he's like, oh, like something's wrong with him, right? He's off. And he's stiff. They're like, huh, he's not responding. He's unresponsive. What's going on? They take him to the doctor and the doctor checks him out. And he's like out of it. And he's like, oh, I'm fine now. Like, that's weird. So then they take him back home. And like, that was strange. And so they leave him. Then they don't worry about it anymore. Then they take off. And that's when they go on the adventure, right?
Yeah.
They go into the forest.
She takes her Padawan and kids. Oh, they
and the
take the
droid.
droid too. I didn't know they took the
They
droid.
take DD1, DD1A, and that's when they find the little creatures, right?
I thought they found like the crops all smashed over.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's
Yeah,
because of Drengir.
yeah.
So they notice that the crops have been all smashed. They're like, "What happened? What did all this? It's all broken, right? All the crops are smashed." And so she sends the kids back to go tell
Archon or
Arkov that something's happened. And then they see, hey, someone it's Mr. Kuba. Something's happened. Hey, have you seen the thing, Mr. Kuba? And when they walk up to him, he's been turned into wood,
yeah, just solid wood.
a
So
wooden statue.
we kind of talked about this earlier. I think off air, but like this is kind of the things that's kind of new for Drengir. That's why we're a little iffy on what's happening. Obviously, we think it's connected. Obviously, we think. Spoiler: there's Drengir in this issue. I think we already knew that. But they're plants, and people are being turned into wood, another organic matter. So we think it's
Yeah.
connected. It's not confirmed yet. So
And you know what? This is something that I think if we had read this at the beginning, it might have been a something that might have started off at the beginning with the
yeah,
Drengir, and we might have thought this was something that was going on with the Drengir, but we didn't read this till the end. So we've already finished. We know all about the Drengir. So it's something that didn't follow through. So it doesn't come up ever again. So it's kind of weird. But maybe if we had read it at the beginning, we would have thought, oh, this is what
yeah.
happens. So it's kind of strange. So anyway, they take the wooden Kuba to the doctor to see what happened, and here's the Drengir, and he's
And
all
that's the
meat,
other
you know,
thing
like what?
we definitely talked about too is these Drengir. You know what they actually resemble? It's kind of funny. The Japanese style dragon, the real thin
Yeah,
one with the snout. Normally, when we're seeing the Drengir, they're kind of big bushes.
yeah,
So maybe this is just the climate's different. They're not growing as many leaves, but these you see them throughout. They're a lot thinner and slender. Remind me
yeah. They're
almost like
different.
a thinned out pine tree the way they look. But see, they had that long snout too. So maybe this is styled after like the Japanese dragons.
Maybe it's the vegetation on this planet though,
Yeah,
Von Key.
yeah. Kind of how the predators were kind of changed according to where.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, maybe
true.
something like that. So definitely a little
Or
different.
like aliens, like on Alien, how they adapted to whatever the DNA was. Yeah, it's weird.
But they are saying meat, which is
They are saying
definitely
meat.
what they do.
And then we see other wooden people. So they're definitely attacking,
Yeah.
and people are turning to wood. So they go back and tell Arkoff, hey, oh no, the kids, they sent the kids back to warn Arkoff.
And then Arcov sends the kids to the, I think, infirmary.
Yeah. And Lily and her Padawan are fighting off the Drengir.
This is where we originally found out about the Drengir. Like, no matter what you do, you can't defeat them. Cut off a limb, they
Right, because
grow
they cut
back.
them up and each little piece sprouted
Yeah.
out. Yep,
If
they
you,
grow
you cut
back.
them
Then
in
you have two
half,
Drengir.
they grow. Yeah, it's definitely difficult to fight the Drengir.
It's worse.
They're like anti Jedi. They're made to be difficult. But like, look how non
I know. This
bushy
looks so
they look.
weird. This looks so
They look
weird.
so different, alien almost to Drengir. So, but it's cool. I
This
enjoyed
one's
it.
even scarier than the other Drengir, to be
That's
honest.
all like vines. There's
Yeah,
no foliage
thorns.
on it at all. Yeah,
There's no vegetation like leaves or plants
yeah.
on it.
It's
It's
definitely a.
scary.
So I think there's one in the temple, and then there's one out in the fields fighting Lily and her Padawan.
Yeah, you cannot stop the Drengir. And oh,
I think this is where, or maybe a few pounds. This is where Arcov kind of like, all right, we're gonna have to murder it.
yeah. Well, they start slicing it up,
Yeah,
but then all those pieces each come back to life as a separate Drengir.
I don't think it comes back to life if you slice off a limb. If you slice it in half, it comes back. It comes back into two. But yeah,
They lured it out of the temple. That's what they did to get it out. They lured it out, and then, but they did defeat it. How did they defeat it? Let me see.
well, we'll get to it. She makes them chase him,
Yeah,
and she takes it to a place where they can have a barbecue. But that's where he decided to kill it, and they grew right back after he like he's
Yeah,
like I have to
that's
make
right.
this decision, and it grew right back up.
Oh yeah, they cut it in half and it didn't do it. They become separate creatures. That's right. And now there's a bunch of them. Like great, they multiply and they still attack. Then they came over to the where the
I
this
think
is
this
like
is
where
where
the lake is. Yeah, it's
yeah,
the lake
she had her idea.
with the water.
Yeah.
And then she did like this big water
Well, it
spout
wasn't
thing.
water. That's some kind of oil because
No, I think it's water. Look.
oh, because water doesn't do what happens next. See, they're coming out of the buckets. See the buckets behind her. Oh, go another panel.
Let me see.
Maybe go 2 panels. One more time.
Oh, you're right. The buckets. The buckets.
So I think that's
Swish,
some kind
swish.
of oil.
You're
Because
right.
see what
She
happens
covered
here.
them.
They
Oh, he lights it up. You're
yeah.
right.
I
He
don't think
lights it
water would
up.
light it up.
That's why we need color.
Yeah, no, that's why we need color.
I thought it was water. I didn't realize it's fire.
Yeah,
And they're
so
screeching. Yeah, she sets them on fire.
it's funny. All they really need is like a blowtorch, and they would have been easy to fight the Gurdanger.
Yep. So they set them on fire.
It cooks it pretty quick. I mean, like 2 pages later, it's just a pile
Well,
of
it's a plant.
yeah.
So you can burn plants. Oh, so they're able to defeat it with fire.
Yeah.
But then they collected all the dead people that were turned to wood, and they put them in the hospital. I mean, in their infirmary, and they just have them there. Like, well,
Yeah, I
let's
don't
just keep
think
them
they
here.
say they're dead. I think they're just kind of like putting them off to the side. Like maybe we'll get them to live later, but I don't think it's ever settled in this book. So maybe later on.
Well, they covered their faces.
Yeah.
You don't cover their faces unless they're dead.
Yeah.
They have no life signs. And then Stellan Geos comes to visit them on Bonki.
Oh, this is where she again stouts herself because not only she's just killed them, but he says, I gotta take Arkov. And she's like, no.
You're gonna be alone, right?
Yeah. But yeah, she's not alone. That's where she needs to change her perspective. So
yeah. He's like, we need
I
our
think even Stellan kind of pulls her off to the side and kind of grills her about that too. Like, what are you doing? You can't doubt yourself like that.
Yes.
He looks so perfectly like the rogue anime in this because they don't do anime doesn't do like big bushy beards though. They do just kind of like pencil drawings.
Right.
He's got like that real thin
Thin mustache. Yeah.
Cool. Real swashbuckler.
It almost looks villainous though, to be honest.
Looks like he's hiding something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now they do a little foreboding. They kind of show a hut, and then they show the jar of the seeds. Then they show in the corner
a Nile mask.
I'm like, what am I looking at? I was like, that is a mask.
A Nile mask.
So yeah.
It's right there on the desk next to the canister.
Yep.
So we have infiltrators.
And so that's what this, I guess the second part of this is that you had the main thing against now you're trying to have, Arkov's gone or leaving, and she has to, this I think was Stellan's kind of grilling her.
He's taking Arkov.
She has to kind of figure out the mystery of the wooden people. And I think she does it pretty quick though.
And complete the training of the two little younglings so they can become Padawans because they're almost ready.
Yeah.
And remember, they've been accelerated because of the what are the new rules that they did because of the Nile? The
I don't think that kicked in till after Starlight Beacon was destroyed. The wartime decree.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was kicked until after Starlight. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. The Starlight was like a big wake up call. Oh crap.
That's right, because that's going to come up soon. Because I finished reading all of the.
Yeah. But I thought that too. I was like, is that why she has a Padawan? I was like, no, this is too early in the story. I thought the same thing. Like, oh, that's got to be why. But I was like, no, this is way too soon. That happens after Starlight, which is a pretty big deal for the Jedi.
Yeah.
Up to this point, like they're kind of it's just business as usual. I don't know if they're taking everybody too seriously, but After Star is when they get real
And they're
serious.
using training sabers, right? The
Yeah.
kids. Training sabers. She's still having visions, nightmare visions. There's a Nile mask and the Drangir, so it is connected. She's having those visions of the Nile mask and the Drangir.
Yeah.
She's like, I sense a disturbance. So she's seeing it, but she's not trusting herself. She doesn't know what it is. She goes, I sense something. She doesn't know what it is. She can't put it together. Something dark. And then she sees Mr. Zaret. It's like, oh, hello. And then
You know what he's doing? He's planting crops.
he's planting those seeds. Those seeds.
He's got such that villain
And he's saying
face.
something that might be meaningful to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where she is this where she thinks about the container or no? Oh no. Maybe that's what she's thinking about.
She does. She thinks about the container. It is. It is.
I think she's thinking maybe those aren't seeds of the drain gear because I don't know if they know they grow from seeds yet. I think she's thinking there's some kind of bacteria or fungus or spores in that container that's making them turn into wood. And that might be true. We actually at the end of this issue we don't really know, but I think that's what they're thinking.
And so the doctor doesn't know if they're for consumption or reproductive purposes, but it has to do with a great progenitor has stopped the production. Oh, so at this point now we know that Avar Kriss has been able to successfully end the great progenitor.
Yeah, I think at this point, Valar, the Fair of Valar, has happened. So that's kind of why they know more information now.
And Avar Kriss has gone with the Hut.
She had her copy around this time where they did that run and they find out about the progenitor.
So now they know. Now they know about that.
Yeah.
He received the container from someone else before coming. Maybe the person was using Mr. Kuba to plant the Drengir here. So she knows that the seeds were planted there. So she's putting it together. She's figuring it out. And so she knows now that the Nile have infiltrated and they're somewhere on the planet, but she doesn't know who. And then it cuts to, we do, because then it cuts over back to Zaret, and he's communicating with the Nile saying, they're nosing around. It's time to consult the eye, but hurry up because they're catching on. And that's the end of this Edge of Balance.
So, yeah, like I said, when I first got this, it's a little daunting because it is a book, but mangas are always like that, but they are extremely quick reads. I mean, we went over the whole thing page by page in less like 30 minutes. So,
yeah, we did.
Quick read, a lot of images. I bet you if it was in color, it would take longer to go through because you're looking at more stuff. Honestly, when it's a lot of black and white lines, some things you kind of pan through a little bit. So I do wish it was in color, but I get it. It's just what they do. That style of book is just how it's done. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It was a good read. I'm happy we went back to it. It's kind of cool to revisit some phase 1 stuff. So
yeah, I liked it too. And I think this would actually make a good coloring book for kids because they might like coloring it.
Print a little bigger, but yeah. Definitely got that style.
I liked being able to go back to this after I finished reading all the High Republic comics and books because everything makes more sense now because I know stuff about it. So it's very interesting, and I like the story, and I really enjoyed it. And so I do recommend this one if you haven't read it. I give it, I would say 4 holocrons.
Yeah, 4 is a good number on it. Really, my complaint was that I said it 16 times, it's black and white.
Yeah, I agree.
You get a lot of content, a lot of story. You were really fleshing out a new character, which is cool. We got a decent ensemble, which I'm assuming is how we flesh out the rest of the characters. Because when you look at the other covers, it's the other characters. So I think we're starting with her, and next we'll work on Kieran. I think his name is the Padawan. Then even the little kids.
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've already read all of them because I read them that one day. I read all of the books.
Wow.
And spoiler alert, it's a really good story, and I think I got a very emotional response because the character development is really good in these, and for a comic to have such good character development to the point where I got very emotional. It's good.
Cool.
So
I'm excited. Yeah, I haven't read
so
any of it, so I'm going back and I'm gonna go through them.
yeah, it's good character development and good stuff's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, what? And you're not gonna believe it, and it's so good stuff to look ahead. So
Is the
I recommend it.
book during phase 1 or is the next book during phase 2?
Everything, all of this is in phase 1, all of it,
Oh, really?
all of the Edge of Balance. Yeah. Oh,
All right.
these, like Edge of Balance 2 is also in phase 1 because it
Okay.
continues the same story.
Okay.
But the other ones are not. So the one with like Yoda, so they cover all 3 phases. It's true, but
So is Arkov the cover one phase 2, or he could maybe some more origin of him or something?
I don't remember that exactly. But I know that the other ones do connect to the books
Yeah.
because even some of them connect to like Planet X, and Yoda has a vision of Planet X in the Nile, and not the Nile, but the Nameless,
Okay.
and that's how he knows about that the Nameless have to be returned
Okay.
to Planet X, which was cool. All right.
Oh, let's pay some bills. All right. Visit VIP Home Theaters, the event sponsored for Bunta East Edition, Texas at VIPHomeTheaters.com. Official send-in partner for Bunta Eve Special Edition, Texas, EverestAutographs.com. Tickets for Bunta Eve Special Edition tickets are now on sale at VirtualCantinaNetwork.com. I think that's all.
And if you wanted to see Stellan Geos in color, here he is.
We have some already recorded in the bank. We're excited to show you guys. There's some unboxings, so stay tuned for those. If you want to see those, like and subscribe here.
Oh yeah, those are coming up.
Please comment. We love your comments. Love talking to you guys. And that's all I have. Do you have anything?
For Light and Life, we are all the Republic.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is author Timothy Zahn. You're listening to Virtual Cantina Network.